Whatever a man's role in life, it is not for mortals to judge. Rufus Sinclair is now laid to rest. Let us pray to an eternal, sound sleep. You all have my deepest sorrow, and especially you, Mrs. Sinclair. Responsibility now rests on your shoulders. I would like that your mother is well taken care of.
Fear not, Reverend. We'll see to it. Well, it's over and done with. I thought we'd never see the end.
Bruce, please. Not now. Not here. While we're in his...
Oh, really, Mother? Piety doesn't become you. Of all of us, you've suffered the most. Of all of us, you should be the first to breathe a sigh of relief.
In the name of sanity, leave her alone. Let's get out of here. I can't breathe. Seth, put out those torches.
No. There's a specific provision in the will that forbids that.
I'm master here now. Seth, put out the torches. And lock the door after we leave.
I warn you, I'll not be responsible for the consequences. I told you your father's wishes, and you've gone against all of them.
Philip, I don't think this place is healthy for any of us. Come along. Philip.
I'll see you at the house. I need a drink.
I'll lock up, Seth.
Yes, ma'am.
Once, too long ago to remember, you gave me this diamond pin. So unexpected. And I might have treasured it. But that was not to be. Once every fortnight, you ordered me to wear it. Reminded me of its value. Used it to torment me. At last, unable to touch it, I hid it from sight. That look, when I told you it was lost. Like some terrible device, clamped to your face. Closing, closing, contorting, until the last final stroke. So, now, in this bleak and barren vault, I must return it to you. Rufus Sinclair.
Philip.
You shouldn't do that, my dearest. At least not until the buried treasure is divided.
Can't you wait until after the reading? The others will soon be here. Besides, what if you...
You were about to say if I were disinherited. Papa's threats can't harm me now. No longer need I lie cowering in my bed, listening to him thump, thump, thump with his cane. No longer need I swallow his abuse, nor listen to you, my dearest, cautioning me not to enrage that cursed tyrant.
You disgust me. No, not now.
Noblesse oblige. Now that I'm master, I can do what I please, when I please, and where I please. Are you so callous as to deny rank its privilege? Or so fickle as to have forgotten our nights in the kitchen, bathing desire under a full moon?
Bruce!
Oh, Mother. I was just about to go in for the, festivities.
Robert, is everyone here?
The servants are in the hall.
We'll have them come in quickly, please.
Yes, sir.
I, Rufus B. Sinclair, being of sound mind and body.
Sound mind. You've got to hand it to Papa. Right up to the bitter end, he thrived on the ironic.
It better be accepted that Papa was of sound mind when he made his will, or we'll never see a penny of his money. Now, as a doctor, were I called in for an opinion, I
You
would...
might have become a doctor, but you didn't.
As I was saying, were I called in for an opinion, I would certify that at the time Papa was sound enough to compose his will. And furthermore...
Right you are, Dr. Sinclair.
And that I am sufficiently competent to have certified and reported his death. Now, would you like to have a go at that, my learned brother?
Lead us not into the twilight region of doubt, Dr. Sinclair.
Being of sound mind and body, do declare this my last will and testament. First, my servants, those who have been in my employee for less than 10 years, shall receive the sum of $1 silver for each year of service. Those who have served over 10 years are to receive the sum of $1,000. Now, that's all that concerns the servants. May I ask that you leave the room? Except Seth. Seth, only you among the employees are to share in the bequest, and only you are to be bound by its terms. I can tell all of you that there were considerable holdings, and all of you will be amply provided for, if you abide by the provisions of the will, some of which I'm afraid have already been ignored. For many years, I have been afflicted with a strange malady, which in its most severe state leaves me helpless and with the appearance of death. Because of it, I have always had a morbid fear of being buried alive. You were aware of this, weren't you, Bruce?
I was. A rare atrophy of the nervous system where the muscles become coldly rigid.
Each of you must fulfill certain conditions. Abigail, you are to be sure there is no funeral for at least 5 days, to be certain I am really dead. I must remind you, Abigail, that you let certain members of the family persuade you to have the funeral after only 2 days.
It was the only thing to do. Bruce examined him. He was sure he was dead.
Mr. Benson, is there more to this enlightening and magnanimous document? What else has dear father left for us to do?
Bruce must call in a consulting physician to make doubly certain that I am in reality dead. This you did not do, Bruce.
Don't worry, Benson. He's dead.
Philip is to see that the door of my tomb is never locked. Vivian must faithfully keep all my belongings intact against my possible return from the tomb. Seth is to be responsible for keeping lighted torches in my tomb both day and night. And my nephew Robert is to see that all the others keep the provisions of this, my last will and testament. For this period of 1 year, my attorney, James Benson, is empowered to dispense such monies for the maintenance of the household, but only for absolute emergencies and dire necessities.
Well, does this mean that that we can't receive any money at all?
It means precisely that.
But we can't behave like paupers.
What's the matter, Doctor? Your gambling friends will have to wait.
Each of you has certain phobias and certain fears as terrible as mine. And if you do not follow my wishes, I solemnly vow I shall see that each of you perishes in the manner you most dread. Abigail, to you, fire is as horrible as being buried alive is to me, and flames shall be your fate if you disobey me. Bruce, my first son and the first of my many disappointments, what if your arrogant face should be disfigured hopelessly? My second son, Philip, weak, wheezing Philip, you fear being choked or smothered. If you disobey me, I shall return to see you draw your last suffocating breath. Vivian, Philip's mate, you married to Sinclair, and you must bear the family responsibilities. If you fail to do so now, a watery death will fulfill your fear of drowning. My nephew Robert, who acted as I wanted my sons to act. Unless you follow my instructions, I shall take from you whatever you love most. And finally, Seth, who has loyally served me. Unless you keep my torches burning, you shall join me in the tomb. In the event that at the end of 1 year, none of my heirs is living, the money shall go to my attorney, James Benson, to do with as he sees fit, given this 29th day of March, 1892, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Are there any questions? I feel it's my duty to warn you that each of you has already violated the sacred trust the deceased placed in you.
Is it right for us to hold out our hands to Benson? For him to dole out our money like charity?
You heard the will? What else can we do?
Oh, he's dead, I tell you, he's dead.
If only I could be as certain.
Don't worry, Mother. Look, I've got to have some money right away. My creditors are after me. You must have something of value, something I can put them off with.
All I had was that diamond pin. And I gave it back.
Gave it back? But you said it was lost.
Well, wasn't that what brought on his final seizure?
I couldn't stand it any longer. I hid it and said it was lost. When you all left the tomb, I went back to return it. I put it on his coffin.
On his coffin? Maybe it's still there.
Unless he decided to claim it.
Calm yourself, Mother. You better go upstairs and get some rest. There's something I must attend to.
Come on, Letty. There's no time to waste.
Bruce? kiss me?
Not now.
Why, a girl might be offended. You didn't call it a waste of time when we...
There's a time to love and a time to attend to important business.
But this is the path to the graveyard.
To the end of the rainbow. To riches. To dreams. A path to pleasure.
I'm frightened. I never did like it out here.
Who's master now? Nothing's going to happen. Nothing you won't like, my dear.
Can't I wait outside?
As you wish. But out here are the eyes of night. And in there, no living eyes can see us. What the devil? She said it was on the coffin. In her anxiety, she must have dropped it. She was more nervous than I thought. Look here, Letty. Now do you know why we came here?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You're not so frightened now, are you?
Is it for me?
Perhaps. Perhaps one of these days. If you serve your master well. Hmm? Well, it would seem advisable for us to return to the house separately.
Oh, no, I don't want to go back alone.
Nonsense. Wait here 5 minutes and follow me.
Here? In here?
Well, of course.
getting late. Are you going to sit there all night?
Splendid idea. The body is a long, insatiable tube in need of drink and relaxation.
Sometimes you're the most revolting person I know.
Philip Sinclair, you are uncompromisingly, obscenely revolting.
Get ready for bed.
Thy tongue and my flask shall comfort me.
Lovely evening for a stroll. May I join you?
I was just going downstairs for a book.
About perfume nights and ladies ravished by swooning admirers. What's the matter? Has Brother Philip lost his touch? Ladies in distress should always anchor in safe ports. You have many talents, Vivian, but I never guessed reluctance to be one of them.
Shall we call it patience? In a short time, Philip will receive his inheritance and dissolve like the mist into a sea of alcohol.
Patience is the least of my endearing charms. The night is fraught with incense. And diaphanous ladies flitting about staircases in flight from their husbands.
Now, I beg you. Bruce.
Patience, my dear. Patience. She knows I like my breakfast ready when I come down. Show a girl a little attention, and first thing she thinks it gives a license.
Letty! Letty!
Where's my breakfast? Where's Letty?
Begging your pardon, sir. That's why I came up from the kitchen. Letty hasn't been there this morning, and her bed wasn't slept in. I don't like what's going on around here. If it pleases Mr. Sinclair, I think I'll be leaving.
It pleases Mr. Sinclair to have his breakfast. Now go back to your kitchen and fetch it.
Yes, sir. That would be the dumb waiter. Letty must have returned.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, sir.
Not a word to anyone, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now go back to your kitchen.
Down there. That's where that came from. I'm going to my room to pack my things.
What's the matter? Good morning.
Would you prefer a different menu?
My God, cover it up, do something!
Precisely what I intend to do. And you're going to help me. I would suggest changing into your riding habit. It's more suitable. I have an idea where the body is and how to dispose of it. Where it can possibly be found.
I can't, Bruce. I can't.
You can and you will! I wonder if Papa had anything to do with this.
But you told us
He was pronounced dead. Reality has a way of betraying one's pronouncements.
he wasn't dead.
Well, let us see that even the most painstaking physician can render a faulty diagnosis.
But if he's still alive, then we're all in danger.
Well, it's rather a simple matter to find Papa and persuade him to go back to his coffin permanently.
Oh,
But that'll have to wait. Meanwhile, no one must know about this. Now, the sooner you get ready, the better.
I can't, Bruce. I feel sick.
Don't be stupid. If the police drop in and start snooping around, they may get the idea that Papa's still with us. And if they do, then Papa's will be declared invalid, and you wouldn't like that, would you, Vivian, my love? Without money, what good are dreams? Just do as I say.
Everything, don't you, Bruce?
Not quite. Or else I would have made quite sure that Papa was dead.
And as far as personal expenditures are concerned, I think you'll find me generous.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Just have the tradespeople send their bills to my office. Speaking of my office, I must get back into town. If you'll come downstairs and sign those papers for me, we'll be finished. I hope he's found peace at last. He never could while he was alive.
I'll miss you, Robert. Will I see you soon?
As soon as possible.
Oh, I wish you were coming with Father and me.
Oh, so do I. But I feel I must stay and see if I can be of help.
Something about this house, I can't touch it, I can't feel it. Something indefinable, as if the walls suddenly wanted to cry out and tell me what it is. Oh, Robert, are you sure you won't change your mind?
Why the graveyard?
Well, that's where poor headless Letty was last seen. Here, my dear. Hold on to it, will you?
Bruce! Bruce!
Seth! What in the devil's name are you doing here?
I was going to light the master's torches, like his will said.
Did you see or hear anything unusual at the tomb?
I haven't been to the tomb. I just this second came from the house. I didn't know it was you and Mrs. Phillip.
Well, off with you. I'll take care of the torches.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll sleep better tonight.
What are you doing? I can't!
Certainly you can. I'm sure you'll manage. You'll suffer, but I'm sure you'll manage. Do you realize you might have scarred me?
I think I've got everything here. No need to read all the details, just sign them.
Is the carriage ready, Seth?
Not exactly, ma'am. Carriage is, but the horses,
The horses what?
they ain't with the carriage. Mr. Bruce came and took 'em away. He said he and Mrs. Phillip were going for a ride. I saddled the horses, and I ain't seen 'em since.
Let me know the minute they return.
Yes, ma'am.
You never know what Bruce will do next. But Vivian, surely she has more sense than that.
Than what, Mother? Vivian knows exactly what she's doing. Vivian and Bruce out for a ride. How charming. I'm delighted that at least one member of the family has a flair for recreation. They're probably having an exhilarating romp together.
Why does it take so god-awful long to sink?
Slower to yield, perhaps, but much more reliable than a woman. Quicksand never reveals its innermost secrets. Come on.
Mr. Benson, you said you would grant any reasonable request.
That's correct.
There are certain changes I would like made as soon as possible. Higher lightning rods in the event of storms. And I would like to have all the fireplaces bricked up.
But what will you do for heat? Has your fear of fire...
I would rather endure the cold. Mr. Benson, all I want is peace of mind.
As you wish.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
We were down by the bog, and Papa's still alive. I saw him. He's down there with Bruce.
What are you saying? Where's Bruce?
He's down there. It happened so fast. That laugh. I'd know that laugh anywhere. He sounded like a madman.
You were down at the bog, huh?
Leave her alone, Philip. Can't you see she's upset?
Sometimes the mere mention of water sets her off. She has nightmares about drowning. Here, maybe this will help. There's not a drop of water in it.
You're as sadistic as your brother.
It's only myself that I harm.
He made me hold it. He made me hold it. He made me go with him. He made me carry that thing.
What's she say?
She's lost her reason.
Letty is dead. Murdered. Her head was on a platter. Her body was... Oh.
Only a madman would do a thing like that.
Papa was insane.
He's down there with Bruce.
Where is Bruce? Where is he? Take me to him.
He said he was going to put Papa back in his coffin.
Seth, where's Bruce?
He's down at the stable.
Are you sure?
I think it's him.
My son! Oh, no. Oh.
Good God.
His face. Oh, his face. He was always so afraid.
Wait. Your diamond pin.
I left it on the coffin. Oh, no!
This is a matter for the police. Robert, you ride into town and ask them to come.
Sir, I don't like the idea of leaving Deborah alone.
I won't let her out of my sight. Until we get to the bottom of this, I feel that we have to stay here.
Yes, sir.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh. Life's chain of responsibilities now rest on your shoulders, Philip Sinclair. Yours is a double obligation to become head of this family and to protect your mother.
I'll do my best, Reverend.
I'm glad Rufus is alive. Because now he'll have to pay for what he did to my poor Bruce.
Well, it doesn't look as if it's been disturbed.
Looks the same as when we left it, Mr. Benson.
I must differ with both of you.
Stop talking in puzzles, Philip, and say what you mean.
Look. Those marks are the marks of bloody hands.
You're trying to frighten me.
Seth, open it.
It don't seem proper to be disturbing the dead.
Or the living?
I can't go against what he said.
There's nothing to fear. We're here, aren't we?
If you're so sure he's still alive, then open it yourself. empty.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's wandering around somewhere out there, waiting to kill us one by one.
He's got no reason to be after me.
Don't be too sure. You put out the torches. You're one of us now.
Thus far, we have nothing which requires police action. All of this could have been entirely accidental.
And the missing corpse?
Almost slipped my mind. Theft of a corpse is a crime. In cases like this, we send out a bill of particulars to hospitals and medical colleges. Difficult, most difficult.
Supposing this corpse wasn't stolen.
Then you mean it got up and walked itself away?
Precisely.
That'd be quite a spectacle. What are you suggesting?
There never was a corpse.
Then who was in that coffin?
It was Papa, all right. But we have reason to believe he wasn't dead. That he was buried alive.
Burying a person alive is distinctly an offense.
If he was buried alive, you can be sure of one thing. By now, he is hopelessly insane. A homicidal maniac bent on only one thing: revenge by the most horrible means imaginable.
Then Mr. Sinclair must be found. Where was he last seen?
Alive?
Living or dead. We're not quite certain which.
I found it. I found it, Chief. Right where I thought it would be.
The corpse?
No, the stable.
Well, what about the caretaker?
Nobody there. The place was empty.
Well, keep on looking for him. Now, you. After you took the platter from the dumb waiter, you set it down, and there was the head of this unfortunate girl?
It was Letty, all right.
It seems we have 2 unsolved murders on our hands. Mrs. Sinclair, would you describe your husband?
Well, he was tall, somewhat taller than you.
Winters, take this down.
He had a lean, hard, unsmiling face. His hair was rather straight. He wore it long.
About 6 feet, long, straight hair.
When we laid him to rest, he was wearing his favorite coat, Prince Albert's suit, hat, shoes, spats, and...
His cane.
Prince Albert's suit, spats, and a cane. Got that?
Excuse me, Chief.
What?
What's the date?
Don't worry, I'll remember it. Now, which leg was injured, the right or the left?
I beg your pardon?
Neither. Papa didn't limp at all.
But you said he carried a cane.
Only for effect. To let you know he was coming. To intimidate the servants. Symbol of his authority.
Strike that from the record. Prince Albert's suit, stylish dresser, spats. With this description, we'll have no difficulty. The culprit will be captured.
Why don't you leave us alone? Why don't you leave us alone?
Did you see him?
I know Rufus is somewhere. So he is.
Calm yourself, Abigail. It's just your nerves. We're all here.
No, I tell you, he's after us. One by one. Philip! Philip! Oh, won't you stay with me tonight, Philip?
I suppose I can.
Oh, thank you, Philip. Thank you.
Constable, did you see or hear anything?
Quiet as a church loft.
Well, keep a sharp eye open.
Oh, begging your pardon, sir. What time is it?
It must be around midnight.
Thank you, sir. Always write down the time of a disturbance.
Really, Mother. This room is as bright as a solarium.
But, Philip, where are you going?
Relax.
You promised you'd stay.
I'm merely getting something to keep me warm.
Oh, there's a blanket on the chaise.
Something liquid to keep my innards warm.
Oh.
This time I got you. That's a little trick I practice. You see, I pretend to be asleep, and that gives the criminal confidence. Then, all at once, I slap on the handcuffs.
This is yours, I presume. Since I'm not your man, do you mind if I go inside and pour myself a drink?
Oh, not at all. Sir, if it would ease your doubts, I'd be glad to give it a little taste. That's official procedure, just to make sure it hasn't been tampered with.
Right you are, Constable.
Cheers.
As I understand it, if the taster encounters difficulty, then the intended victim shouldn't drink it?
Right you are. You don't mean
poison? Perhaps we should investigate.
Since we're not allowed to have a fire, this is the next best thing. Eh, Constable?
There's a fireplace. Let's throw on a few logs.
Prometheus is an unwelcome guest in this house. Mother wouldn't like it. She has a morbid dislike of fire.
Here. Your breakfast is ready in the kitchen.
Coffee's all I need.
Well, there's a big pot of it on the stove. Mr. Phillip insists on it. That's all he takes in the morning.
Are the others up?
Not a one of them. You'd think we're keeping resort hours. Constable, after last night, I'm sure that I want to leave.
Have you given notice?
To whom? First, I gave it to Mr. Bruce, and now he's gone. Then I asked Seth to drive me into town, and he hasn't been seen. Then I told Mrs. Sinclair. And oh, that terrible fire. No, I'm telling you.
No, you don't. My authority is...
Where's Constable Winters? I've a good mind to break him. Somebody got in here last night. Somebody got in and started that fire.
Did you check for footprints underneath the window?
First things first. Rufus Sinclair must be found, that's for sure. Now, my men are ready with dogs outside. We've got to track him down, dead or alive.
Can I be of help?
The more hands, the better.
Well, come on, then. Let's go.
I wish we weren't being left alone.
Oh, Vivian, you're not left alone. There's the cook and me.
This way, men.
Mr. Sinclair? Are you here, Mr. Sinclair? Those dogs. They're after you, Mr. Sinclair. They sent dogs after you to track you down. What have I done? God, what have I done? I shouldn't have listened to them others. I should have crept back here and lighted your torches. I failed you. I should have lighted your torches just like you told me to in your will. One dog. Coming closer. Maybe they're after you, Mr. Sinclair. Maybe your corpse is alive. And your curse a living one. I'll light your torches for you now.
till your hair turns gray.
Now that the police are here, I'm sure everything will be straightened out.
I wish I could be as certain. The others should be back by now.
Vivian, I never asked you before. Why did you go to the ball with Bruce?
Bruce was a Sinclair. He made me go, that's how. You honestly think I wanted to be with Letty's body?
But why?
Because he wasn't certain Papa was dead.
Is that what you think?
Not certain what I think anymore.
Light's fading. They'll have to stop and come home soon.
I'd like to go away on a long trip. Far away to somewhere I've never been before.
I know. Why don't we both dress up? Perhaps Philip will see things differently, and Robert, too.
Well, that's a wonderful idea.
Here. Oh, I forgot you're still in mourning.
Oh, curse this mourning. Curse this house. Curse this constantly living under a cloud of gloom. Curse everything. Maybe if I get dressed up, Philip will look at me as he once did. Maybe.
Well, if you need me, just call.
Oh, yes.
Come on. Come on. Come on. What's the matter, boy? Got a cent? Find them. Find them. Find them. Find them, boy. Find them.
Where are Philip and Robert?
I just saw them go off.
Which way? Maybe they found a trail.
That way.
Well, come on then. Let's go.
This way, men.
Deborah.
Is that you, Deborah?
No, Mom, it's me.
Come in.
Your tub is ready.
Is it nice and warm?
It is. And I'll have you know I wasn't hired to heat and haul water up 2 flights of stairs. This time, it's final. I'm giving my notice.
Speak to my husband when he comes home.
That I will. And I'm really going to tell him what I think of him this time.
is it?
Mr. Robert, it's Miss Deborah.
Deborah, what's happened?
The back door, I saw her being carried out.
By whom?
I don't know. I couldn't see.
I can't make out who it is.
They're dragging her to the bog.
I'm going after them.
Philip! It was you! All the time!
The only Sinclair with true genius.
But why? Why?
Because no one ever appreciated Philip. Because Philip was expendable. Because Philip was sick. Because Papa used to torment me all the time. But then I get everything. Everything! Deborah. Sweet, chaste Deborah. I hadn't intended to put you on my list. But you walked in while I was helping Vivian take her bath.
There you have it. He come in through that panel and murdered them all, one by one.
I just checked Mrs. Sinclair's bedroom upstairs, Chief. Same thing. He cut the eyes out of the old man's picture so he'd know when to come in and murder her.
So terrible.
Don't worry, my dear. It's all over now.
Well, the hearse is here. We can't delay any longer. Come, Deborah. Robert. Goodbye, Barnes. Thanks for everything. What is...
There they go.
Interesting case, eh, Chief?
Remarkable. To think that one man could murder with such single-minded cunning.
Well, let's drink to him, eh, Chief?
I don't see any harm in it. Philip Sinclair won't be needing it any longer. To you, Constable.
Good health, Chief. That's not spirits. It's tea.
And rancid at that.
And all the time pretending to be drunk. You know, there's one thing I can't abide, and that's a liar.
Yeah?